Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are discussing disorders of white cells. In last lecture we discussed leukopenia, granulocytosis, reduction in the white cell count. Now we will discuss today leukocytosis. That means increase in the leukocyte count. Leukocytosis refers to an increase in the number of white blood cells in the peripheral blood. What is the simple test we routinely perform? That is TLC, total leukocyte count. We can get this result from hematology analyzer. We can do this by the Newborn chamber. You have done this in your practical class in third year, also in physiology. This is same, TLC, total leukocyte count. So when the count is more than normal, above 11,000 per microliter for an adult male or female, we can say TLC is high, patient has leukocytosis. Now this leukocytosis may be reactive due to some benign conditions. This may be due to some neoplastic proliferations. Now, reactive proliferation of white blood cells. What is the pathogenesis? There may be different mechanisms how this count may be increased. One is the size of the myeloid and lymphoid precursors and storage cell pools in the bone marrow, thymus, circulation and peripheral blood. This is increased production of white cells. We will discuss this, why this occurs. There are so many benign conditions where we will see this. Another mechanism may be the rate of release of cells from the storage pool into the circulation. So this may be changed, this may be increased, and this can result in high TLC. Third mechanism, the proportion of cells mean white cells, that are adherent to the blood vessel walls at any time. You must be knowing there is one circulating pool, one is marginal pool. Some of the white cells are attached to the endothelial cells. This is known as marginal pool. When this proportion of marginal pool is reduced, maybe due to exercise, different other things, we will be discussing these things. The more blood come in the peripheral pools, these may be responsible for the rise in white cells. Another mechanism, the rate of extravasation of the cells from the blood into the tissues. Now they are performing their function in this peripheral blood and then they can finish. They will go into the tissue. When this extravasation is increased or decreased, this can result in changes in the TLC. Now same mechanisms in bit detail. Increased production in the bone marrow. This may result due to any chronic infection or inflammation. So many infections, inflammatory processes where we get this rise in TLC. Paraneoplastic, for example, Hodgkin lymphoma. Hodgkin lymphoma is a malignant condition. Hodgkin cell, this is the cancer cell in these patients. But around this cell, there is some reactive proliferation of benign cells. So these are known paraneoplastic cells. These are increased in number, so these may be responsible for increase in TLC. Myeloproliferative disorders, we will be discussing these in next lectures. These are some neoplastic proliferations. The myeloid cells, they have increased uncontrolled proliferation, for example in chronic myeloid leukemia, polycythemia vera, idiopathic myelofibrosis. These are the conditions included in this myeloproliferative disorder, essential thrombocythemia, 3-4 conditions. So in these conditions we can see increased number of white cells. Increased release from bone marrow stores. Bone marrow storage pool, due to different conditions, more neutrophils, more white cells may be leaving the storage pool coming to the peripheral blood. The condition may be endotoxemia, some infection, or maybe some hypoxia. These conditions may lead to increased release of the white cell from the storage pool into the peripheral blood. Decreased margination. Normally, a part of the white cells is attached. This is adherent to the endothelial cells. Some conditions like exercise or release of some catecholamines, this can change these conditions. Many of the adherent cells can leave the endothelial cells, come in the peripheral circulation, and the result is the rise in TLC. Decreased extravasation in the tissues. The white cells are circulating in the peripheral blood due to some steroid treatment. Maybe these are not leaving the peripheral blood in due time. So they are circulating in the peripheral blood for a more time, so this can result in rise in TLC. So these are the different mechanisms how we can get this rise in total leukocyte count. Now first thing is leukocytosis, rise in total leukocyte count. Then we have to see what is the reason of this rise. This rise, mostly this is due to a rise in the neutrophil count. So we call this neutrophilic leukocytosis or neutrophilia. This is the most common change seen in clinical practice, and these are the conditions where we can see this type of picture: acute bacterial infections, tissue necrosis like after myocardial infarction, after burn, so many conditions, big list of this. Maybe I will show you this on table again. So many causes for neutrophilic leukocytosis. Now, these are something very much applied things in your clinical practice. CBC, this is a routine test. You have to ask for this CBC for almost every patient. So we see what are the normal ranges. For example, you see TLC is raised, then you have to see what is the percentage of different white cells and what type of cells are more. Then accordingly you will see this list of differential diagnosis and think on these lines what may be the reason in this patient. Similarly, for neutrophilic leukocytosis, we can have eosinophilic leukocytosis. This is known as eosinophilia. Neutrophilic leukocytosis is neutrophilia. Eosinophilic leukocytosis is eosinophilia. These are the conditions where we can see allergic disorders, asthma, hay fever, some skin diseases like pemphigus, dermatitis, herpetiformis, or maybe some parasitic infestations. There may be some drug reactions. In malignancies, Hodgkin, non-Hodgkin lymphoma, we can see raised number of eosinophils. collagen vascular disorders, and vasculitis. So these are the main reasons for rise in eosinophil count. In this condition, maybe interleukin 5 is increased, that results in increased production of eosinophils. Now, in differential count, when we say eosinophilia, routinely maybe you have seen this 1 to 4% or 1 to 6%, this is normal range. But we have to consider the total leukocyte count also. We have to consider the absolute eosinophil count. For example, eosinophil percentage is 7%. Eosinophils are 7%, but total leukocyte count is 5,000. So this means 7 multiplied by 5, and 350 eosinophils per microliter. So this is still within normal range. And it's routinely we think more than 6% is eosinophilia. But consider this absolute count. Still it is below 400, 500, 350 eosinophils per microliter. Although in differential count this is 7%. In another person this may be 6%, but TLC is 10,000. That means 600 eosinophils per microliter. So more than 500, this is eosinophilia. So what I want to stress is this absolute count is more important clinically. In one person, 350 eosinophils are circulating in the blood. They may be producing releasing the concerned things. So maybe symptoms are not so severe. In another person, percentage is only 6%, but TLC is 10,000. That means 600 eosinophils are circulating in the peripheral blood per microliter. So these may be causing more clinical symptoms. So absolute count is more important than percentage in the peripheral blood. This should be in your mind in your clinical practice. This is same. You can see this table and you can memorize whatever you like. Causes of neutrophil leukocytosis. This is from Essential Hematology. We have a list of this. These may be the causes. Bacterial infections, especially pyogenic bacterial infections, may be localized or generalized. Inflammation and tissue necrosis, like myositis, vasculitis, cardiac infarcts, trauma. There may be some metabolic disorders like uremia, eclampsia, acidosis, gout. Pregnancy. This is one physiological condition where the neutrophil count or TLC will be high. Neoplasm of all types like carcinoma, lymphoma, melanoma, acute hemorrhage or hemolysis. This will result in rise in TLC. Some drugs like corticosteroid therapy, we have discussed this. This will inhibit the margination, or the white cells are not leaving the peripheral blood within due time. Some lithium tetracycline, these may be responsible. Chronic myeloid leukemia or myeloproliferative diseases, these are CML, polycythemia, Vera, myelofibrosis, essential thrombocythemia. In all these conditions, we can see high TLC. Treatment with GCSF, granulocyte colony stimulating factor. Now, when we give some chemotherapies to some patient, bone marrow is suppressed. So, neutrophil, these are the first line of defense. In these patients, we give some injections of GCSF to improve the neutrophil count in the peripheral blood. This stimulates the production of more granulocytes. Rare inherited disorders, these may be responsible for rising neutrophil. Asaplenia, when spleen is not functioning, or we have to remove the spleen in some clinical conditions, we do splenectomy, or there is functional asaplenia. By repeated infarction, you will learn in different chapters, like in sickle cell anemia by repeated attacks of infarction in the spleen. So functionally this can become unfunctional. So this is known as asaplenia. This may be functional asaplenia, or this may be due to removal of the spleen. So in both these conditions, there is no storage in the spleen. We can see high neutrophil, a high total leukocyte count in the peripheral blood. Similarly, for lymphocytes, when the lymphocyte count is high, we call this lymphocytosis. The causes may be chronic immunological stimulation like in tuberculosis, brucellosis, and any chronic infection. We can see high lymphocyte count. Viral infections like hepatitis A, cytomegalovirus, EB virus, especially in our sector, Pakistan, hepatitis B and C. These are the most common causes of lymphocytosis or relative lymphocyte. Another term may be total leukocyte count. This is below 5,000, but percentage of lymphocytes is increased. We call this relative lymphocyte. So these are the causes of lymphocytosis. Basophilic leukocytosis, this is known as basophilia. For all these polymorphonuclear cells, neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil, neutrophil, neutrophilia, eosinophil, eosinophilia. For basophil, basophilia, and rise in basophil count. Basophils are more than normal. So these are seen only in very few limited conditions like myeloproliferative diseases like chronic myeloid leukemia. Monocytosis, like lymphocytosis, the term is monocytosis. More monocytes in the peripheral blood. These are the causes, maybe chronic infections like tuberculosis, bacterial endocarditis, rickettsiosis, malaria, SLE, maybe some inflammatory bowel diseases like ulcerative colitis. So maybe due to repeated malarial infections or maybe some problem with the GIT. This is my personal experience in Pakistan. In our setup, especially in Faisalabad, monocyte count is high in many of the patients. Now this is the morphology of neutrophils. We prepare the peripheral blood smear. You can see all smear is filled with red cells. This is maybe Ginza stain or Leishman stain like this. This arrow indicates multi-lobe cell with pinkish blue granules in the cytoplasm. So all these are four neutrophils in one field. So this means neutrophilia. Neutrophil count is high. So you should be able to recognize these cells and then you can do differential leukocytosis. We have discussed these things in your practical class. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We were discussing disorders of white cells. In last lecture we discussed leukopenia, granulocytosis, reduction in the white cell count. Now we will discuss today leukocytosis. That means increase in the leukocyte count. This is same. You can see this table and you can memorize whatever you like. Causes of neutrophil leukocytosis. This is from Essential Hematology. A list of this. These may be the causes. Bacterial infections, especially pyogenic bacterial infections, may be localized or generalized. Inflammation and tissue necrosis, like myositis, vasculitis, cardiac infarcts, trauma. There may be some metabolic. This is the monocyte. You can see some whitish spots on both sides. This is vacuole in the cytoplasm. Maybe some fat particles which are not taking the stain, so these appear as vacuoles. The nucleus has one lobe. The shape of the nucleus may be variable, indented, kidney shaped, convoluted on itself, different shape may be there. But the common thing is this have no segments between different lobes. This is only one lobe. And plenty of cytoplasm which contains vacuoles inside. This is the lymphocytes, small lymphocytes slightly larger than the red cell. Most of the cell is occupied by the nucleus. There is scanty, very little cytoplasm around. Most of the lymphocytes are 80% lymphocytes are like this, and 20% may be a bit larger than this. These are known as large lymphocytes. Now these are normal cells. Now in this picture you can see some what will happen in clonal proliferation. Normally this is polyclonal, normal hematopoietic tissue. All these myeloid cells are proliferating within the bone marrow. Neutrophil precursors are much more in number, but eosinophilic precursors, basophilic precursors, lymphoid cells, lymphoblasts, polylymphocytes, lymphocytes, you can see. Similarly, erythroid precursor, we can all, I have shown you this picture of normal bone marrow, we can see all these cells. If there is some somatic mutation, then this can start clonal proliferation. This is a theoretical graph to show the replacement of normal bone marrow cells by a clonal population of malignant cells arising by successive mitotic divisions from a single cell with an acquired genetic alteration. There is some mutation, some change in the genetic makeup. This cell, this has some changes in the characteristics. This loses the control on the proliferation. This may become independent from the growth factors. Maybe there is some blockage in the maturation, and this is dividing again and again. These are more aggressive cells. You can say Badmash cells. They will replace the normal cells. And एक बदमाश मोहल्ले में आ गया, सारे शरीफ लोगों को निकाल के खुद सारे मोहल्ले पे काबिज हो गए. This is malignancy. Clonal expansion of new cell line. There is some mutation in the cells. Now these mutated cells are dividing by mitotic divisions. They are more aggressive. They are suppressing the normal hematopoiesis in the bone marrow, and this malignant clone is occupying almost all the marrow. This occurs after malignant change.